Right on time. Hello everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Hello. Say hello to the chat so I know my microphone is working. Hello, William Davidson. Hello, Cesar. Good afternoon from Bolivia. Hello there. Yeah, right on time. How are you guys doing? So today, oh my god, I chose the wide-angle lens on my camera and I didn't clean my space for that. Anyways, before we take a look, hello Mr. Pass. Before we take a look at your photos, we have again a lot of them. I want to talk about a few things and I wrote it down so I don't forget. Let me know how is the sound volume of the background music and my my mic. I've been a little sick for past few days. I was even thinking about maybe postponing the stream or even canceling. I got better, but yeah, sorry, maybe I might be coughing during the stream. And yeah, so I finally booked my trip to London. I mean, I booked the school from 11th of July for 3 weeks, and I contacted one of my friends in London for accommodation. They got me some kind of room until 17th. So once I book flight tickets, I'm gonna look for accommodation for the rest of the trip. So yes, it is happening. What's also happening is critiques with the guests. I wanted to already post the critique. I'm gonna publish tomorrow, but for some reason when I exported the file, which was like a huge file, it got some kind of error, so I didn't get it in time to export it again. I'm gonna do it after this stream. And it was with Tatiana, maybe you know her, T-Hopper. I actually already have thumbnail for that, so I can show it to you if you're interested. All right, like this. So that's for tomorrow's critique. And you might be wondering who else is coming and when. So Tatiana is for this Wednesday. Then there is Thorsten Overgaard for next one. Then I did one with Samuel Street Life. It was, I believe, round 5. And for round 6, the black and white photography I did with the award-winning photographer Dotan Sagi, and yeah, it was just wonderful. I thought I know something about critique, and then I talked with Dotan, which yeah, it was like I learned so much from that. And maybe a thing I wanted to talk about, because we were actually talking about this with Samuel and maybe with few other people. Actually with one photographer I messaged about doing a critique, and few people had objections that you can't you can't really do a critique on a single photo, and that you need a series of photos. There is, by the way, a new channel called Crit House who does photo critiques on series of photographs. It's interesting. Take a look. It's called Crit House, and so I have a. Even though I agree to a degree, I think that the critique I do on this channel, especially with guests, is rather a byproduct of that video where we explore, or where we can see what the photographer, how the photographer thinks about his own photos, right? So the idea behind the series with the guests is, oh my god, I forgot to turn on the lights behind me. People are not gonna think I'm proper YouTuber if those are turned off. All right, that's better. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I think the idea behind the series is to see how each photographer edits their work, and the critique is kind of like a byproduct of that. So, for example, someone has some kind of criteria of, I don't know, composition design, information and stuff, and then he or she, they apply that on your photo that you submit. And yes, you don't get like a full critique that's gonna make you make you a master photographer, but rather just how those people see those images. And that, I think, is like super valuable, because like I was talking with some people and I was expecting them to like different photos that they eventually liked, and it was like super helpful to see that. And I thought to myself, wow, it's actually very helpful to see in the heads of those photographers. And then it all comes down to, you know, anyone can say whether they like a photo or not, right? And then photographers can actually articulate why is it they like the photo or not. And when you see that, you can actually kind of like make it for yourself if that's something that you would like to incorporate into your editing process or not. So that's that. Also, I figured it out last stream, I think, when we had so many photos, and I thought, oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to talk about every photo. So what I did was I showed like a half or maybe 3/4 of the photos. Like I showed the photo, I showed the Instagram, I talked about it a little bit more, and so I decided to split, to do like a first hour of kind of like more critique-ish, review-ish, or portfolios, and then do the rest in the second hour. So that way I can go through all the photos, and it's kind of like a best of both worlds, that, you know, I'm gonna talk about each photo, but still gonna do, you know, gonna talk a little deeper about some of them. So we'll see how this is going to evolve. Also, some of you messaged me about how is it with the prizes. I think I already shipped a half of the prizes, and some of you are actually still waiting, and there are more reasons. One of the reasons is that I'm shipping that from work, from office actually, and then I go to the office only like Thursday and Friday. So when I miss that, because I have a lot of work, I just, you know, I have to ship it next week. And then the second part was I didn't just want to ship the book without a note. So I figured I'm gonna print. This is one of the prints. So I figured I'm gonna print a small photo like that with a kind of like a stamp and like a note. This is like my test print, and I'm gonna include that with the books. And then I had problems with my printer and so on and so on, but I have shipped some, and I think hopefully I'm gonna ship the rest of them during this week, and then it should be fairly regular. Alright then, that's photography books. Also, what is the price for the next week? The one you guys can submit already. There is a Sebastian Salgado. This small book with a wonderful photos. I really like that. So that's the price for the next week. There are 2 more rounds already open. I believe night photography and black and white photography, which you can already submit. So if you're watching this stream, feel free to submit to both rounds so you don't forget. And I believe I have said everything I wanted. Yeah, I think so. So let's check out. Let's check out the winner of the round 6, was it? And it's actually McCarty Photography. It is, even though I voted for someone else, sorry. It is this one. And I already messaged the photographer. Unfortunately, he can't join us today, so we're gonna schedule for like an offline interview. And also with Tommaso, I hope you're watching, hello there. He couldn't join me today, so we're gonna do either offline or either next week. So that's that. And now I'm gonna do, let me figure out, alright, how I'm gonna do it. And now I'm gonna take a look at this round 7. Alright, and I'm gonna check who are the first 3 people. I see some 8s, 10. I believe this is gonna be one of the finalists. 10, 16. All right, 10, 16, 10. All right, so we have 10, 16, and 10. So for anyone who is wondering how does it work, if you're watching this for the first time, so I pick in a total of 16 of 6 photographers. 3 are picked based on the upvotes on the subreddit. So go around and give votes to other photographers, other photographers you like, and they're gonna do the same. And if everybody does the same, then and then I pick, after we go through all the photos, I pick 3 that I personally like, and then it makes the total of 6, right? And so once we have those 6, I post that, and then all people can vote, and yeah, basically all people can vote. And then the winner gets the photography book and the interview and all the other stuff. And you also get this McCurdy photography. All right. And you also get a special flyer. Round number 6 was it, I believe. All right. You get a special flyer, which you can just show off around. Anyone is gonna see that when you post. All right. So first finalist, again, McCurdy photography, and I actually know the name of the photographer. It is Christopher McCarty. And he's a photographer in Charlotte, which is the US, I guess. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry for my ignorance of geography. I love photography because I view it as a vehicle to improve many things beyond just the technical aspect. My biggest inspiration are Todd Hido, Gordon Parks, Bruce Davidson, and Daido Moriyama. Oh wow, that's a great selection. My camera of choice is the Ricoh GR3 because it allows me to draw the least attention to myself, and the IBIS lets me take photos at night without tripod. All right, this is a beautiful photo, and we're gonna take a look at the Instagram account. And beautiful photos, beautiful reflections. Oh, that's nice night photo. I hope you already submitted to the night photography. All right, so thank you for your submission. And congratulations. You are one of the finalists. All right, so that was the the first photo. The second one, I believe this one received the most votes. Was it? Oh yeah, and it's from Saks. All right. Shot outside a very famous London restaurant. This shot uses some of my favorite techniques combined: layers, reflections, silhouettes. Whenever I shoot, I visit this place and look for a new way of capturing this location. Oh, this is wonderful. This is so London themed shot with the double decker. All right. Also, that reminds me, if you are from the London and you wanna do some meetup, or you just wanna show me like your favorite locations or whatever, I'm gonna be there during July. So please message me on Instagram and we can do something together. All right, so congratulations, beautiful shot. Yeah, and Saks has some very beautiful colors, so many nice designs. Definitely check out that profile. I think I have been featuring him here. Sorry about that. Many times. Really, really wonderful photographer. And then the last one is Tommaso. Oh wow, there is no final 6 without you, I believe. Tommaso is also our round 5 winner, and I actually used this photo for the thumbnail of this stream. I will drop you a message for July. Perfect. Perfect. Looking forward to that. I'm gonna fill my calendar, and I prefer to meet with people just like one-on-one. I believe it's I think I would be a little awkward if there are more people. I don't know why. Okay, and I think I lost. So this is the last winner, and I'm gonna keep the window open so I don't forget. Yes, Tommaso, I have been showing him many times. He has some beautiful eye for colors, also other compositions. Also looking forward to meet you, Tommaso, and anyone else who is interested. Just drop me a message, and we can talk about it later. All right. So those were the 3 finalists. Now we're gonna move and look at the rest of the photos. So this one is called Skopje. I hope it's right. Diaries. And for me, this one, there are some sort of layers, right? Like this part is some kind of reflection from a car. Then you had this black shadow, and then this lady. So let me take my notes. So information wise, we don't know nothing about her. She's too small to see, her expression to come up with some sort of story. And composition wise, I don't really mind that if the character would be a little more interesting. Yeah. So when we lock composition and the information, it has to go with design, and I'm not sure this photo can be carried on just by the design, because I don't really. It looks kind of like I wouldn't say mess necessarily, but those layers are kind of. I'm not really sure what I'm looking at, so I would maybe suggest to include more information in the frame, maybe more people, and then create something with this reflection, because right now I don't really see a reason for this reflection. This looks like to me, you were just passing by, or the car was just passing by, you took the shot. I don't really mind the blacks on photos, but I prefer them to have some kind of purpose, to even like make the subject to stand out more, or do something. And this seems to be just for design, which is sometimes fine, but I don't think that this part of the picture can carry out, the whole picture. And then let's take a look the Instagram. Oh, all right. So this is another photo that goes by design, but because the person is just, you know, it's clear. It's we know what's going on. I think it's definitely a nicer photo than the previous one. Just like this one. Yeah, even though like he's probably like taking a selfie, it doesn't really make me question what he's doing. It's under the bridge, but still, you know, it makes me maybe think more about a story than the one you submitted. Yeah, a lot of photos that go with the design, and some are really nice. Thank you for your submission. Looking forward to see more of your photos. All right. So I have been watching. I've been looking at the submissions for past few weeks, and there is a recurring theme of photographing people's behinds, people's butts. I'm wondering if we should put a standalone theme for that, because it's recurring very, very often. So I think, you know, composition wise it's pretty clear what's going on. I think there is a little joke of this character peeking out of the trousers, right? We don't know about the person. There is not much information, but you know, you don't have to do that every time. So, and the composition wise, I feel like, all right. So the main subject is in the center, so it's instantly recognizable. So the thing is, can this photo work only thanks to or because of this kind of joke? And I don't think so, but maybe with a different background. I can see that like in a like a fashion magazine or in like advertising for this kind of underwear. That's where I see this could work. All right, and I remember looking at your photos last time. Some nice characters. Yeah, it's kind of like a documentation of the street. Yeah, I remember liking this photo. See, the composition wise, you know, even though they are kind of tight, it's kind of fine, and then it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder what's going on. And even though they might not be arguing at all, they might not be tied together at all, it just makes you wonder, and that's probably what you want with the photos. Thank you for your submission, and I'm looking forward to see more of your photos. All right then. It's always 4:20 on High Street. There is no story, I don't believe. Oh, sorry about that. I wasn't sleeping for past few days. All right. Composition wise, I think it's fine. So information wise, it's artist creating a painting, and so yeah, that's basically that. I see that, and I can probably see it's a nicely composed photo. But you know, I'm just wondering, why would I really care about this in so let's say I can see if you have some kind of exhibition like this, maybe the street has more artworks on the wall, and I can see this photo being printed on some kind of like a, I don't know, flyer or whatever, information table, you know, making of this, like there would be like annotation like making of this art street, and then I would care. Okay, so I would see, all right, so they did it like this, all right. But as a standalone photo, I think it's like composition is nice. We know what's going on. Someone is painting the artwork, but that's kind of that. Doesn't really make me question anything or think about it. There are more information than, it's not just about the design, but I mean, just a nice photo, but the situation, the moment is nothing special. Leave your Instagram next time so I can check it out. All right, Emir Savim. I'm gonna get better eventually in those pronunciations. So, nice shadows. We know what's going on. It's on the playground. This is the portrait of the photographer, right? And what makes this photo is this shadow of probably a boy or a kid with probably a father or parent swinging. So it kind of, you know, makes me wonder what's going on other than the kid and the parent playing. But I think this photo it purely stands on that aspect. I wonder if, you know, including those, it's funny because you have like those how is it called in English, swings or whatever, and they are empty, and then you have the people, you know, without them, just including the shadow. I think it's nice. I like also how there is the red color of the trees. Maybe I would like to see the top of the of the construction for the composition, and the moment is father and his son, you know, having fun, but there are no emotions because we can't see their faces. So I think once again this goes with the design, and then the question is if the design can carry the photo alone, right? I think it's a nice photo, but yeah, I don't know how I would. Yeah, I'm definitely missing the construction to improve the composition a little bit. I like the colors, the greens and the reds. Maybe something interesting happening in this part of the frame. I feel like this is nice, but it's just such a small part of the frame. And Emir is actually taking so beautiful juxtapositions and the photos. This is a beautiful photo, and I love this one as well. Yeah. If you don't follow this account on the Instagram, you should definitely check out. So thank you, Emir, for your submission, and I'm looking forward to see your photos. All right, I think we have briefly talked about this photo. You know, obviously I like the colors and I like this subframing. I'm even wondering if it wouldn't be better without that frame, just like this. I don't know, but maybe you would lose so much of the top and the bottom. And even though you take a picture of people from behind, which I don't really, you know, I'm not really that big of a fan of, this still, you know, this gesture, which is pretty clear, it kind of makes you wonder, kind of like, you know, what's going on. Yeah, it's a nice photo. It's a nice photo, and I think we already talked about. Yeah, so that's what I just wanted to mention. And then we have this one, which is kind of like out of nowhere hand sticking, which is the first thing they teach you in like photography workshops. Don't make your legs or hands or heads or whatever stick out or in the pictures. And I think they're often right when it comes to, I don't know, you want to photograph your friend and you leave the lip or whatever. I like it in this case. The reflection, right? So the information is not really anything specific. So the moment is kind of like what's happening. So I think this image is basically, you know, it depends on the design, and I think it's a decent one, mostly because of the colors. I wonder if in the post process this reflection, if the shadows couldn't be like, you know, more lifted, or not lifted, but, you know, more straightened, so it's more visible. Yeah, basically a photo that depends on this design. So then you might ask yourself, all right, so would I hang this on the wall? And even though I love the colors, I probably wouldn't. But it's a nice one. I remember watching that on your Instagram, and it always makes me smile a little bit. Yes, and I always admire this photo. For some reason, I just like it. And I believe we had a different photo I really admired here. And so many beautiful design photos. Thank you for your submission, and looking forward to meet you in London if you're interested. So what do we have here? White. All right. This seems like pretty wide lens. Is it? I wonder with what this taken. So all right. Let's take a look at the composition. This person seems a little distorted with the lens. I'm not sure if I'm right or not. And so we have this in the middle, some figures, but no one has really any interesting. I think this could be interesting if something interesting would be happening here. This is just seems to me like a snapshot. If there would be like a store owner selling something to someone else, or having a fight or whatever, or if there would be characters, you know, facing each other from other sides. So composition wise, the store has the highest contrast, which immediately when I close my eyes and I open them, first what I look is this store with the hats. It doesn't really give me an idea. It's a photo of environment, and I think it would even be better without this person. And yeah, the moment can't save this, because there's really nothing special, really nothing like extraordinary happening. So I think the location is interesting, and I would look for more interactions. When you have this corner, which both sides are kind of interesting, I would just probably stayed here for quite some time and you know, wait for something to happen. All right then. Let's take a look at some comments real quick. I'll drop you a message for July. Perfect, thank you. Hello from South Brazil. Hello there. And Zdravko Trajkovsky. Thanks, Martin. Looking forward to 7 more photos. Thank you. Leguadak. I will submit some pictures next time. Yeah, you better. Thank you for your submission. And I'm not sure if we saw this photo already or not. Or if you just submitted twice. So I mean, it is a stand. I think I already talked about it, because I said it would be interesting if it was taken with a slower shutter speed to see the people to be blurry, which would kind of make you, so either the people blurry or people standing still and him being like moving from side to side, like he's having a ton of work. Composition wise, it's a stand with hot dogs, and his figure is nice, but I don't really care about that photo, unfortunately. And yeah, it doesn't really make me question that, like, all right. All right, he's like selling hot dogs, but that's that. I can see that like a picture when you foreigner from, you know, and visiting the US for the first time, and then you come back home and show your friends. All right, they really have the hot dog stands. Yeah. Is this for a night photography or for the color one? Oh, this is for the color one. All right, that would, I think it would fit to night one as well. I'm giving a night call to tell you how I feel. All right. When I noticed the lights reflected on this window, I knew immediately that I had to take the shot, but I was so afraid that the composition wouldn't work in the end. I'm really happy about the scene and the colors. The colors give me some, especially the, I don't know if those are like neon lights, but they give me like some retro vibes and stuff. composition is kind of like, I wish that flower wasn't there, or it was more to the side so we can see him. I don't really mind him being blocked by the sign a little bit. Yeah, I wish she was turned a little more sideways so we could also see her profile. And so we don't really know what's going on, you know, just two people sitting at a cafe or a bar. I know you wrote like a title for that, but I'm just wondering without a title if that would make me question. So I agree with what you said. I like the colors, but other than that, I think the place is nice. The colors are nice, that you can, you know, try some things around the place. But unfortunately, this one I don't really care for that. And let's take a look at the Instagram account. And you have some nice photos, some nice colors. Generally, I would say that photographing people from the front is more interesting. And I can see how this works on Instagram because the picture has really beautiful colors, especially those lights. I don't know why I didn't see them on the Reddit. But like the composition is okay for what the subjects are, but you know, if it goes like there is no information, and if it goes just by the design, then I'm just asking myself, is this an artwork I would put on a wall? And the only instance I can think about that is like inside that cafe. Sometimes they take photos around that place and then they hang them inside, so they document kind of like a history of that place. What do people say? Love the colors. Nice colors, nice tones. Yeah, the layers, I don't really see layers. Yeah, those lights are nice, but yeah. Sorry, I think the place has some potential. Would love to see some kind of like maybe more interesting, not more interesting characters, but more interesting situation than just two people sitting in a cafe, if you know what I mean. But anyways, thank you for your submission. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see more of your photos. All right, look. I like the colors. I would love to see more of that, which is, I guess, woman's body on like a high heels or boots. And once again, the colors are interesting, but unlike the picture you submitted for like round 2 or round 1 or whatever it is, there's no emotion from this and no story. I'm kind of like, you know, look, that's the only interesting thing. I like it color wise, and I think it's gonna work on the Instagram, because when you're scrolling and you see the colors, just gonna hit it. But as a standalone street photograph, I don't really know. I think if it would be taken from a little further, maybe different angle, we could see some interesting shadows. Then we would say, okay, all right, so there are some shadows, some people walking. Why is this floor? Or maybe it's a wall. Why is it colorful like that? But I don't really like. I see why you took it. I would probably also try to take a shot or something like that. But I don't know if the colors are so strong, like such a strong element to make it work. All right. And look, I see, like, I already like this photo much more. It also has beautiful colors. You see the woman from the profile. You might be kind of wondering, what is she looking at? They are kind of, you know, they lead you towards the picture. Little layers. This is also interesting shot with the reflections, creating layers with the reflections. All right. And this is such a soul lighter vibe. Soul lighter came alive again. Yeah. Not like anyone can take photo like that, but you know, it's kind of like a signature style. All right. So right away, it's not about what you do, it's about how you do it. That's the title of this photo. So, shot this while exploring the street of Kannur, Kerala. For information, this dude was wholesome. Alright. Right away, I would love to make it a little brighter, because him as a subject, he seems a little too dark, little in a sense standing against the background. That it's kind of like, maybe he has some interesting face expression, which unfortunately we can't see. I would just, you know, make it little brighter, the whole photo. Composition wise, I mean, the subject is in the middle, and when we look at what we see, it's he's cutting some kind of potatoes, I guess, which is nothing particularly interesting, unfortunately. If this dude was great, I don't see the picture. I see a grumpy man sitting on a floor. I think if this was a little lighter, I can see the subject standing against the background, kind of like a nice, kind of like an environmental portrait of that man. If he would be like, hey, I am cutting potatoes, can you, you know, take my portrait? That tells that story pretty well. Unfortunately, that's not that interesting story, and if it was interesting at that moment, I don't think it was converted, I would say, into the photos. But thank you for a submission. Is this your profile that I always say you don't really post your photos on the Instagram and you have no posts? But you live at some beautiful countryside. a 14-year-old boy obsessed with making moments last. So thank you for a submission. Yeah, I think with the photo of the man, I would get even closer. Maybe, right, include what he does, cutting potatoes, but maybe do it from like a lower point to include the potatoes and to get his face a little more in the picture, to see his expression, or yeah, that's something like that. But thank you for your submission. So this is a nice shot, and I believe I have seen it on the Instagram of someone. So I think it's a double post. So don't please post twice. So I'm just gonna talk about it real quick. This seems like those iPod ads. Just a black figure having iPod or dancing or listening to music, standing against the red background. She's looking at her mobile phone, which is kind of like, everybody does that. It doesn't really make you question. And I can't read Azbuka, or what is the name of the Russian alphabet. So, and I don't know if this adds anything to the photo. So it's a okay silhouette of ordinary action against red and black. They kind of stand out against each other. But other than that, I don't really care about this photo. Maybe a crop like this would work better. And then imagine if there were no signs. It would be a nice profile shot on a black girl on a red background. Alright then. Moving fast today. So, to be honest, this seems to me like a snapshot. Man in the middle of the frame, exactly in the middle. Everything's in focus. Nothing is really happening. If this man is an interesting person, I can't really see it from this photo. If he's doing something like speaking, because that's probably what he does, he might be some kind of either those people who are like religion type of guy who is saying something to other people or selling something. I would probably get close to him, maybe on the side, and get him from the side speaking to the microphone. And maybe with reaction of other people, other people might be looking at them. If this is like one of those Jesus will save you sign type of guy, you will get some sort of reactions, and then photographing him together with that could be an interesting photo. Like this, it's not interesting photo. Yeah, but I hope it helped, and make sure to submit for next round. All right, this is already a little more interesting photo. I like how the light draws your eyes to the leg and you see someone just fleeing, just running away. But I like the shape of the light, and I don't know if the lag is that thing that I would say, alright, I love the photo because of that. Yeah, honestly, when I look at that, I kind of like the composition. I would love to see more interesting subject in there. I even like the colors, but I would love to see something more interesting happening than just someone going around the corner. Sorry, I hope I'm not too mean today. It's just I'm just trying to do this not quickly, but just kind of articulate my thoughts. And what also helped me was I have already done like 5 or 6 critiques with the guests, which I'm gonna post gradually. And I honestly have to say, like, and I'm not saying this because I want you to watch all those critiques, even though I want you to watch all those critiques, but it gave me this like opened my eye to kind of, first of all, be able to articulate what I think, what I like or dislike about the picture, but also to kind of be able to imagine what I would like to see about that particular picture. And maybe let's imagine that his torso wouldn't be visible, that we would see only his leg. It would be kind of like a funny moment, only like leg sticking out. Like this, the moment is just someone is going around the corner. And even though the composition is nice, the colors are nice, I don't think it's enough. I think it's on a path of being a great photo with just something a little more interesting in that frame. Let me know in the comments if you agree. All right, so another one which goes to the butt series. Like, honestly, I'm thinking about doing only like a butt theme, because you guys seems to have so many photos of that theme. Alright, so other than this being a butt, what's kind of interesting is this reflection, which makes it kind of like a not circle, but just connected. Unfortunately, nothing is really happening in that reflection. I mean, it's nicely symmetrical. If those people were not there, I think it would already be a stronger picture of what I mean, the situation itself is not that funny. I mean, it's kind of, it makes you smile and then you move on, right? All right, what does the photographer, what does the author has to say? Hi, I am Chang Wen Zhou. I'm sorry. I live in Shongguan, China. This photo was taken this April when I was waiting at the bus station. Currently, I don't have an online profile, but I hope to make one in near future. Yeah, look, I think it's a photo that makes you smile. Composition wise, it's okay for what you wanted to capture. But other than that, I don't really see, like, it's a nice photo, but I don't really see why would I care more about it than just a smile and move on. If it would be carried just by the design, just by the symmetry, I don't like those two people in that reflection. Yeah, so that's that. Hope that helps, and hope you can submit more photos. I think your technique is fine, and then there's nothing wrong about shooting this situation. I think if I actually saw that, because it takes some kind of eye to see situation like this, so that's good. So if I would saw that, I would probably take it. I'm not sure I would keep it. But it's, yeah, it's fun. All right. And is this your profile? I think you... No. All right. You said you don't have profile. I don't know why I found it. Oh yeah. You used it. So if this is your photo, it's a nice photo, but I don't know if this is your profile. All right. All right. Two faces. Two faces. Is it? This picture was taken in 2021, which doesn't say nothing. It could have been taken anytime. I think this face is a little too obvious for me, and this face is a little not too obvious for me, and I believe there is like face like this one, and like this one. Yeah, I think the motorcycle itself is interesting, but it would have to be in like a series of faces, I believe. If you had that, I don't think maybe this one could be in a series of faces if it was cropped like the Instagram suggested, like this. So as a standalone photo, I think without explanation I wouldn't be able to recognize that. So unfortunately, if you have to explain that and it's not really obvious, you know, people are gonna move on. If it would be in a series of faces, people would be like, all right, I'm gonna find the face in this one. But then again, I have seen maybe more obvious faces than that. But thank you for your submission. Backlit in Brussels. All right. So this shot, it has interesting environment, interesting background. But those characters, they don't have like interesting, you know, those figures are not really that interesting. He has hands in his pockets, which doesn't really help. I mean, you can clearly see him, but then what, this woman, she's probably kind of surprised you taking the picture, or she's just looking elsewhere. Their legs are like, design wise, their legs are kind of like meh, I don't know. And then composition wise, it's, you have those two characters. Okay, there are some leading lines to them. Those people are a little bit distracting. I could maybe see this composition work if you crunch a little bit, go maybe a little towards right, and you have this, you get this plank leads to the characters, maybe doing something, then working, looking down. Yeah, so I think, and also it looks overexposed in here. I think this really narrow corridor is really difficult to take an interesting shot, because if those people were looking at them and they were kind of like interacting with those people or something like that, that might work. There's even maybe here or here another character, which doesn't really help. If it would be cropped, like, I think the fence doesn't really help here because of the people. Yeah, I can't probably articulate what's wrong, what's more wrong with this photo. I think you know, the backlight is interesting, but the characters itself are not that interesting, and I think this was such a difficult place to take a photo in this narrow street. Maybe if you had like a tighter lens. You said you took it with 28, yeah. Or maybe to get closer and landscape, but then you would include more of them. Yeah, very difficult space to take a photo. I love this shot. That's a nice detail. So you have a series of details of the hands. All right. And you have some really interesting framing, some nice work, some nice portraits. I think that space was just a little too difficult to take an interesting shot. But thank you for your submission. All right. We already talked about sucks at the beginning, right? And California feeling. All right then. I kind of like this. It has this a film vibe, I would say. It's probably the filter. I like the character. I like there is like a small character with a bike. Composition wise, I don't really mind that. You know, what else is there? You know, the guy is sitting there, so it doesn't really make me think about, like, some photos, something just immediately jumps out of that to you, and you kind of think like, wow, what's going on? And I don't have that here. And the moment, you know, the guy is sitting on the, it's nothing really special. So I think it goes with the aesthetics. If you can make it work with the edit, with the colors, and for like an environmental portrait, this is too far. So this is just like I have someone in the environment, and I don't know where this would be. I wanted to say Florida, but it's California feeling. So some kind of like LA vibes or something like that. I think this would maybe work better in like a square format. If we had more information on the sides. Because you obviously you don't want to cut those trees, right? And the building of the the hotel, or what is it? Rooftop, some kind of bar, scuba. Okay. Yeah, some just, or maybe go a little even further and make it like a horizontal shot to include more of this nice environment if the vibe is what you are after, and then just include like one person to not have it empty. It's a nice shot, which I don't really care about too much, unfortunately. Yeah, but it's well exposed. It's fine. Thank you for a submission. All right, Curious Observer. Also, for the previous submission, let me know your Instagram so I can check more of your work. Hi there, I'm a street photographer based in Munich, Germany. Looking forward to your feedback. Alright then, I mean, shooting people from behind is very kind of, I wouldn't say difficult, because it's not difficult, you just take the shot, right? But it's difficult to make it work. There has to be something like a pattern or oddity or something which makes them stand out, which can be a rhythm, which they don't sit in some kind of rhythmic, distance from each other. Exposure wise, it's the highlights are kind of blown and the darks are kind of like too dark. So I wonder what's the problem here. I would make the sky a little darker and the bottom a little lighter, and then so that's exposure. The composition. So who is the hero of the shot? Is it the dog, or is it the woman taking the picture, or are those three people sitting on the wall? This looks to me like walking around and just taking a shot, which is not it's not bad. It's just the situation it's not really interesting. There is nothing really interesting going on in this picture. And composition wise, it's kind of like, so who's the hero of the photo, right? And then does it make you like question what's going on there? I don't think so, because we already know that it's pretty clear she's taking the picture of the city. So how would I make a scene like this work? Let's say you can't go from the other side because there is some kind of like, you just can't go there, right? Maybe I would look for some kind of rhythm of people sitting on those walls, or maybe the dog has a potential. Just imagine like having three people with the, let's say, same kind of clothes sitting next to each other, and the fourth would be dog. But again, it's kind of difficult. But if that's the place where a lot of people comes and do the same things again and again, and you spend some time there, you can just observe those people and look what they do, and try to think about how can I capture it in a more interesting way. Maybe if people are taking pictures of this spot, you can take a photo of, I don't know, 5 people taking pictures of that spot. That might be more interesting. Unfortunately, this one is not interesting. And we actually talked about your photo, I believe, in tomorrow's critique with Tatiana. So make sure to check it out. All right. Marcilio Mascarenas. Hello from Brazil. Hello from Prague. Boston, Chinatown, back alley. I like the light. I like the... Oh, I thought it's someone looking down. So the character is a little too dark. I'm not sure the colors can save the picture. It's a nice strong light. I just wish there were like a more interesting character. The composition is nice. I like the hard blacks. Sorry. I'm a Boston amateur street photographer. Because of work and home, I tend to only get out a few afternoons a month, but if the light is good, some of the side street alleys of Boston can present fleeting moments like this. The geometry of the light and shadow caught my attention. I agree, that's a nice composition. I like the contrast. I agree, that's a nice contrast of the old and new buildings, which can be found in Boston, as well as the matching red of the scarf and pole. Okay. Sorry, it's not that your shot is boring. It's that it's 9 p.m. and I woke at 6 a.m. So I'm kind of like, yeah. Yeah. So I agree with you. It's interesting composition. It's nice contrast, nice colors. I just don't think the subject itself or the position or the pose of the subject is that interesting. It's hard to have something different here. Maybe if someone was like standing and be like leaning at the wall, or you know, if there was like a bicycle, but then again it would have to be here because otherwise you would be facing towards the bicycle. Yeah, there's the red scarf. I don't think it's just the subject doesn't really stands out for me. Yeah, like I said, I like the idea, like a lot of things about that, just not the main subject. But it's a nice place, so I think if you go there every now and then, you know, something interesting can actually happen. All right, yeah, and we actually talked about your photo with Dotan Sagi during the street critique I had with him, and that's gonna be up in like 3 weeks. So tomorrow is round 3, then round 4, 5, and this was 6. So in 3 weeks, it was such an interesting comment he said. So thank you for your submission, and looking forward to see more of your photos. Colors. I was just looking at this photo because it caught my eye in the thumbnail, and yeah, you're right. Those are really nice colors. Unfortunately, and it kind of seems little, I don't know if it's edited or if it's my screen on this part, but composition wise, what I don't like is this head colliding with another figure, which is like black or dark hair with a black or dark t-shirt. If so, let's imagine if it was without this person. We could maybe, if we see a little more face of the girl, we could kind of, you know, be in our head kind of thinking about, you know, what's going on. Is she like a daughter and a mother? If she had some kind of expression, or let's imagine she wouldn't be leaning like that, she would be like looking like this. I think it could be very nice shot. And unfortunately I don't really see any information or moment from that. But thank you for your submission, and make sure to leave your Instagram next time. Did we talk about this one? I think so. That's one of our finalists, is it? Sorry, I'm kind of yeah, we talked about this one. I'm kind of tired today. All right. Gazing at the moon amidst traffic. All right, so this is some long exposure lights. Nothing wrong with that. So look, the technique is fine, but basically anyone who buys a tripod can do a shot like this. I've seen more creative ways of long exposures, even though there are some nice colors. It's a technically well done shot, and maybe if you had a series of those, it would make sense. As a standalone photo, it doesn't really make me really care about that. Sorry. All right, so I'm gonna go a little faster to go through the rest of the photos. So I'm sorry for me being a little quick with this, but yeah, I will check how many photos we have ahead of us. So I'm gonna just go a little quicker to give you my thoughts, and I think this will be an opportunity to. So I'm just gonna react to what I see, right? All right then. So again, technically okay shot. If you wanted to take a shot of Pharmacia, which is probably like you know, they're selling drugs or medicine or whatever, I can see it maybe on the wall of that Pharmacia, because it's okay, it's creative. A standalone shot, if I don't care about that particular Pharmacia, I don't really care about that. And I don't know if I really like that green cross. It's too small for I don't know. So as I said, yeah, technically okay, but as a standalone street photo, I think the design is not something that can carry the photo alone on this one. This one, so I was a little confused. So what is this? Is this like architecture shot? If it is, then I wouldn't really crop that building. And then I think like their pose is interesting. It would be interesting if you caught someone, I don't know, riding a horse next to this. Could be like nice echoing shapes or whatever, or with the same hand gesture like this. It seems to me like a snapshot from vacation. And if you do those like landmark snapshot, make sure to include the top of the roof. Nice silhouette. Nice silhouette and interesting colors. Those lights are kind of You know, I wish they were not there. And maybe if we had more people with the umbrellas. Yeah, and you can't even crop that because it would be too left heavy. But I like I like the backlit, I like the silhouettes of those palm trees. And this is a really nice silhouette. I can see what's going on. I like the leading lines. I don't love the cars over there. But other than that, nice technical work. Looking at that, if this was a little more clean, maybe even without those cars, I can see it like a picture from a magazine from some kind of destination or whatever. All right, just selling tomatoes. So this is the guy looks like he didn't know about you taking picture, or you know, it wasn't like permissioned environmental portrait. If it was, I would love to have him more standing, like the figure to be more clear. Composition wise, he's like dead center. I could maybe, you know, if this was like staged portrait, I can imagine him like leaning like this at the tomatoes, with the tomatoes, or whatever. This just seems to me like peeking in the shop. He's like, he turned around and you snapped the shot. Which not sure if it happened like that. If it was a permission portrait, I would just pose him a little better. Yeah, and there are some interesting colors and contrasts, but and even like story wise, I don't know if he's like shop owner or whatever. Yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. Girl power. And is this like a double post? Because there is the same Instagram. Oh yeah. Please don't do more posts at once for one flare. But just my 2 cents. I would love this figure to be like him, right? And then don't cut the top of the building. I don't think it helps anything. I can see this place. It's being nice for kind of layers, to have people layered in the distance. If they have interesting poses, this could be a nice shot. Yeah, I wouldn't cut the top of this building. So this was probably shot wide open, which kind of separates him, which is saving this photo a little bit because he's colliding with that truck. Imagine if the truck wasn't there. That could be interesting. That could be better composition. I like his face expression. Yeah, maybe putting the subject against like a clear background. It's interesting character. He's like a shoe cleaner, right? But his legs could be better. And then if you got a little further, you could catch the whole thing. Kind of, I don't know if I mind this was cut off. Like this would be a bad shot, but not a bad shot, but like his face expression is nice, interesting, but I don't think that saves the shot. All right then. People from behind. All right, so really quickly, maybe there's something I'm missing. But those are just people sitting, and then you have like two cars. One is cut off, one is just moving in the distance. Maybe if this was cropped without those cars, and I would get maybe on the to the ground level to because you're shooting this from you know, just a much taller point looking down. I like there's odd number of them. There are 5 of them. Nothing is really happening here except those 2 cars. So for me this shot would be no, but maybe there's something missing. But again, if I'm missing that, it's not clear enough for me to care. Maybe if this was like my family and this was in a family album of you know, we were waiting on our way home, then maybe, but I'm not sure. All right, interesting building, interesting light, not so interesting characters. Maybe this one has a nice shape. If we had, instead of this man, someone else facing us doing some kind of interesting gesture, that could be more interesting photo. Yeah, my 2 cents about this one. All right, we have talked about this one. Reflections. All right. So this seems to me like I'm wondering what was the purpose of taking the shot apart from the reflections, because when I look at the main theme of the photo, there's nothing really interesting except the green is nice, okay, and in the reflection there's nothing particularly interesting. So if you put 2 not so much interesting things together, you get not an interesting photo. And composition wise, if this was some kind of like a recognizable shape or something, this seems to me like just a random shot, and if there were no reflections, we wouldn't even have anything to talk about. Try to get something more interesting or more defined in the reflection with some kind of interesting framing for the main subject. I love the colors here, and of course the light is nice. Yeah, okay, the light can be nice, the colors are nice, but the subject is nothing really interesting. And the composition is kind of, I don't really know what's the hero. Is it the boat, or is it the reflections? Yeah, my 2 cents. 2 cents. Sorry, I'm just doing the rest really quickly. Alright. So he has an interesting face, and the smoke. Maybe if the smoke was a little more, you know, covering his face, it would be I think he's interesting character, and the photo is technically okay, but he's just walking. So like, it's the portrait, or if this is a portrait, I would let him stand against some more plain background or different background. This seems to me like a snapshot. He was walking towards you, or you were talking towards him, and you just... And okay, the subject is nice. You made the focus on his eyes, probably. Yes. But other than that, it's just a guy walking. Yeah. Sorry about that. Alright. I like this shot. Composition wise, you know, it makes you focus on the girl. You might be wondering what she's praying for. It gives you this vibe. She's standing in some kind of like a shrine or something, and I like the colors. It makes you wonder a little bit about like what is she praying, what is she, and if this was my daughter, this would be a beautiful picture of her. So thank you for a submission, guys. I like this one a lot. The subjects are nicely separated. You see the bike, the motorbike here. You see his face, her face. This is little dead space here, but the colors are really beautiful. He also has quite similar color on his t-shirt. Not sure if it was colored or if he has t-shirt like that. The bike nicely pops in contrast with this. Maybe what I wish was something to be placed in here, like a person or another motorbike or something. But other than that, I like the shot. Thank you for your submission. All right. As someone who took some photos of skateboarders, I like I like what he's doing. I like the backflip or kickflip or whatever it is. I just wish the photographer crunched down a little bit and make him stand, because against the background, because he's clashing with especially the hand. At least if the hand wouldn't be touching this, and I would go down and make him and separate him a little bit from that building. Also make a more shallow depth of field to make it more blurry. Yeah, I like the subject. I just think he doesn't really stand against the environment. Alright then. Alright then. No story about this. I like the colors, I guess. So the girl is the star of the show, and she's looking probably here, and then the hand out of nowhere. I don't really mind if there is element like this, hand out of nowhere. I just prefer if there are more, maybe more to make it, because this seems to me like just I wouldn't say a mistake, but you know, when it doesn't seem really intentional because of the phone, and it's not really clear what to look at. So you have the girl here, and then her position is nothing really interesting. Yeah, so my comment is I like the colors. I would love to see the characters do something a little more interesting. And so here is the juxtaposition or the mirroring of the arm. I like that, of his arm. He's not really popping against that wall. So I like the angles of the hand, and I like probably her as a character in the front. Those two gestures are really nice. Yeah, I don't know what to say. What to say about it? I like those hand gestures. He seems to be a little too. He doesn't really stand against that wall. Maybe if he was wearing something darker, I would probably like it. I would probably like it a little more, I guess. All right then. So our favorite part, which is pick the top 3 people, or not top 3, the rest of the people, and I'm gonna do it real quick, like always. Let's take a look at the finalists, shall we? So we have this one. Yeah, this one, and this one, the layers, Tommaso, and the layers and reflections. All right, and what are we looking at here? So let me bring it on screen. Yeah. All right. So let me know in the comments which one do you like most. So I'm gonna remove this one. I'm gonna remove this one. Remove this one. I will keep Emir for now. I will keep Window Shopper for now. Remove the corner. Remove New York. Remove Nightlight. I will keep the look for the colors for now. I will remove the silhouette. Remove this one. Left behind. What was that? Yeah, that's the lag. I will keep it for now. Remove the butt. Remove 2 faces. Remove backlit. Remove California feeling. Observer. Chinatown. Colors. Life is Beautiful is a finalist, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna remove the long exposure. I'm gonna remove the bus light, the statue, the umbrella, tomatoes, that one. Left behind, I open it twice for some reason. Portrait of the man. I'm gonna keep the girl. I'm gonna keep the Brazil. I'm gonna remove this one. And then I'm gonna remove colors. I'm gonna keep the weighting here. So who are the finalists? It's Tommaso here. The reflections. And the third one was the third one. I hope I didn't remove him by mistake. The third one was the layers. All right. So I must have removed the layers. my god, what is happening? Yeah, all right. Sorry, it's been a long stream. Anyways, we have 1, 2, 3. And my window is not refreshed. All right, so we have this one, and still missing the last one. Okay, I will add it later. I'm gonna remove the look, probably remove the hand, left behind, back home. This one, I'm gonna keep the prayer. Okay, we have the letters here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we have 6 finalists here. So, thank you everyone for watching today. Make sure to check out the critique tomorrow. It's gonna be a fun one with Tatiana, and submit for next 2 rounds. Once I post this, make sure to vote for your favorite picture. And sorry for this being kind of quick, but I'm also still a little sick and not feeling too well, so I'm gonna post this and I'm going to sleep right away. So thank you for everyone who was watching, and I will see you next time.